My name is Cierra Cobb. I work for Emancipate NC as the advocate. Today I have my husband, Jeffrey Cobb, and I wanted him to speak on his experiences in solitary confinement. Jeffrey, can you start with your name?
My name is Jeffrey Cobb. Jeffreycobb.
Okay, Mr. Cobb, can you tell me what's the longest time you spent in solitary confinement?
Probably a year.
What was that like?
I don't know, like isolated. Uncomfortable. Wish I could get out because I didn't do what I did when I was in there. In the messes with your mentor and stuff, and your walls start talking to you like regular. It makes you a mental patient, basically. It makes you.
When you say walls are talking, can you explain that a little better?
The walls talking. We know what, like, get to messing with you. Start thinking stuff, they like spiraling. With people with PSD. People with PSD, they spiral in thought. So, like, walls get talking to you. It's the same way.
Did you experience hallucination?
No hallucination.
What was the treatment of the staff like?
Well, being that they're short of staff and they really can't tend to your needs, it's just really not too much you can say about them. They just need some help, and they ain't gonna give us no attention. So, of course, we ain't getting everything we need. No reg. Of course, we ain't getting proper treatment with medical. So, it's leaving a lot of guys suffering. And you got some staff that's really dickheads, like lieutenants. I don't know how to explain it, but cookie cops or whatever y'all call them. They might be brutal. They might be disrespectful to us. They just don't like inmates. You got cops that just don't like inmates. You got police officers that don't like the opposite side. They really take pride in the force that they work for. So they look at us like separate.
So what are some of the things you've seen them do to other people, or that you've experienced, or that they've done to you?
Just be disrespectful and rude, man. And of course, they known for putting their hands on you. So you gotta stand for yourself in prison, regardless. But yeah, that's basically what I've ever experienced. It's always violence, of course, because they feel like we gonna attack them, and they feel like we feel like they gonna attack us. It's just the same thing. It's like what's going on here. It's very defensive because it's how they motherfuckers treat him. So when you do have good officers, they get the bad end of the stick too, man. Just like saying it's just vice versa with us.
What are the conditions like?
Hmm?
What are the conditions like in solitary confinement? Because it's way different than being in general population.
Yeah, in general pop, yeah. Well, you got an opportunity in general pop to clean. You don't have an opportunity to clean at home. Probably like once a week, just if they have enough staff to do it. Being that they don't, and it's poor, so it's not getting done. So you don't clean. You have to be smart and do it on your own. You do get cleaning products and stuff like that. So,
can you tell me how many times you're able to shower and go to canteen when you're in solitary confinement?
Every other day. You go take a shower every other day. Canteen every other day.
What does outside time look like, or rec look like in solitary?
Well, you got to do rec in cages. You got to do rec in cages. When you do rec time, outside and inside. Outside got cages, inside got cages. Some people look at it like fucking dogs in a kennel. Some people don't. I don't know. I look at it as dogs in kennels or animals, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't think no human's supposed to be in no cage.
How long do they have y'all caged for yard in solitary?
It depends. It could be 10 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour. It depends. How the day going? Short staff once again. It's just, it depends. You're supposed to have an hour rate, though. That's a policy. So, it depends. But just how it goes. You can't be accurate on time at this era. You can't be accurate on time. Like, with policy, you're supposed to get an hour outside. Sometimes you got unit managers just doing you justice, like even getting your ass up out of that room into that shit for at least 5-10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no staff, so you ain't getting no regular stuff.
So earlier, I asked what was your mental effect. What other mental effects have you seen on other people? Because it affects everybody differently.
Well, yeah, it does. I mean, you do got people that go through mental changes. Like, I mean, I can't see what they see, but I mean, it bothers them. It's not really nothing to really. I can't really explain. Like, being in a room isolated, I think anybody will feel messed up. I mean, anybody in a room for a long period of time. Against your will. I just think that if anybody is going to have an effect, like, you're going to get to talking to yourself quick. You don't got nobody to talk to. So, I mean, like, eventually a long period of time, like, of course it's going to take effect on you. It's going to affect on you.
Can you explain how many hours you're locked down and what is in a solitary confinement cell? Because it's different than being in general pop.
What you mean? I don't understand.
How long are you locked down, and what does it look like inside of a solitary confinement unit?
I mean, it's the same. The only difference is cells. And you got bars on the shower. That's it. Everything else the same as far as the dorm looks. And you saying, how long do we be locked down in a room? All the time. Because we in the hole. You're about to walk around in the hole.
So is that 23 hours a day?
Being punished. Yeah, 1 hour rent.
Okay. And do you think solitary confinement should be abolished, and why?
I mean, I don't think nobody's supposed to be locked in no room for a long period of time. I don't think that's not for no human.
Right.
Yeah, that's my answer to that.
Well, I know my experience of seeing you after you being locked down in solitary confinement was heartbreaking to see you agitated and uncomfortable and look like you haven't slept in days.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be agitated. I'm going to be frustrated when I want to walk around. I don't want to be locked down all the time, yeah. And then I'm not, like, you got something, the way, like, a lot of people be trying to make things seem, it's just, yeah, it's frustrating to anybody to sit in a room for a week or 24 hours. You're going to get irritated. You're going to get frustrated, and that's human. And how you deal with it, you will become accustomed to it. A lot of these guys don't want to tell it, but it's true. You're going to get adapted to that, and then you're going to learn how to work through that. Because you don't have a choice. Either you bow down and submit, or you just lose it. So you don't really have a choice but to get yourself together and get focused. You're going to have to start reading. A lot of these guys don't like reading. But you can get a book in there, though. When you start learning how to read and occupy your time, then you know how to self-pace yourself. So you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get irritated. Sometimes you might think a certain way, but you're going to question it. And it's okay. It's all right. You just got to learn how to maintain it. And some people is not strong enough. I've seen white boys go crazy. I've seen black guys go a little crazy trying to get out. That's the thing. They be trying to get out, so they try anything to get out of there. Smear shit on the wall and shit like that. They try anything. Because they keep telling you ain't going to get out, and you just get frustrated trying to find a way to get out. Now that is out of proportion. And I just, the staff. I mean, it really boils down to the condition of the prison. There shouldn't be no consolatory confinement because you don't do that shit to humans because it's gonna cause a psychological effect, and then you got to repattern them because they probably been thinking about the same thing over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, abolish that. Yeah, of course. But the way things are, it could be a little bit better. Even if you do got to do a little punishment, hey, staff up in here, that's going to really help it a little bit more.
What is your suggestion?
Because
what would you suggest?
I'm just saying, I would. They can't find no employees, so their suggestion is out of it, and that's what they need. They need it because when we have a fully staffed base, you can take niggas out on rate. You can take people to the medical. You can do canteen on time. You don't have to skip days or make people suffer, or you can't get medicine because you only have one floor officer on the floor. How can one person run the booth and then the other person that's on the floor run 8, 9, 10 dorms by itself? It's not happening. It ain't happening.
Right.
It ain't happening. And that's what's going on. You having 1, 2, 3 staff to one floor, to one unit. And you're dealing with A, B, C, 3 dorms with 84 people in there. And 3 staff members on one dorm. And they barely want to do the rounds by themselves, Faye.
So how many are staffed in solitary confinement?
Well, in solitary confinement, they're supposed to have two A dorms. You got A, B, and C, D, E, and F. Now, to a dorm, you're supposed to have 2 officers to a dorm. They got 2 officers working all the dorms. Now, you think about that. Working all the dorms and handcuff you, take you to the shower, come back, get your neighbor and take him to the other shower and get his neighbor and take him to the other shower because there's 6 showers in the dorm. So when you're doing shower time, you're doing all the bottom tier. The next day, the top tier go. So you got to think about the condition. It's a condition.